Ok, 2, 3, 1.
Okay, thanks for this pleasure giving me the interview. And Group A is an experimental music duo with violin, samples, and instrumental basses. And I would like to talk about your project and what's the message and the connection with music and arts, and perhaps the name of the theme of the event, that is body. I don't know if you can.
Okay. So Group A, we started about 6 years ago in Tokyo when me and Sayaka met each other probably for the first time after we came back from London. And we kind of started as a one-off. We just wanted to, get out of the boring life in Tokyo. And so we thought, okay, let's just do something crazy just for the sake of it, So that was really the beginning. So we didn't really have a concept from the beginning, or we didn't even think we were going to be, still doing it 6 years after here in Portugal. So we still feel like, even after we moved to Berlin, we still feel like we're a bit different to other musicians. I don't think I think I'm a musician. I probably think I'm more of I'm just trying to express what I'm feeling every single day, and it just happens to be music for us. But that doesn't really mean music is the most important part of Group A.
No.
And as a theme of this festival, Body, which I actually didn't know until we arrived here, but to kind of relate ourselves to the theme Body, I think when we started this project Group A, we didn't really know how to play our instruments. Before we started Group A, I was playing bass guitar and no electronic instruments, and Sayaka as well. You never really played any instruments before.
Well, never made music or anything. Just I had violin, and then when we formed Group A, and then what can I play? And then maybe I have violin, and then I can do something with it. So I just brought the violin at the studio, and then we just had a session together.
But you have classical formation, right?
No,
Just
no at all.
No, even in violin.
Well, like my mom put me in the class when I was in primary school, and then I hated it, so I just quit after a few months. So I know how to hold violin, how to hold the bow, but I can't play any classical music. I can't read notes, stuff like that.
Okay.
So I think the whole point of Group A is to touch instruments somehow we have with us, more in a way like instinctively rather than with knowledge. So I tend to not read through manuals whenever I buy new drum machines or synthesizer. To be honest, the whole point of Group A is not knowing what we're doing, I think, and that's why I wanted to start this collaboration with Sayaka, because she never played violin before, almost, and I thought that would be more interesting
Yeah, like physical reaction is so important in Group A. Like any kind of project we do, like physical reaction, like not knowing
What to
a lot.
expect from
Yeah, you won't be able to, read the future. You just like experience, like physical reaction we made,
You are searching for something.
and then it becomes something like unexpectedly it became really great, or I don't know, it turns really bad, or I don't know what's gonna happen, but yeah.
The seek of right noise you want.
It's all coincidence. It's
Yeah.
coincidental music, and it's not 100% prepared. Like we do improvise a lot, but without thinking too much. Like I'd say, not having too much concepts and not thinking too much. Maybe we don't really.
Conceptual,
Not really. We don't. I mean, the whole concept is not to, yeah, maybe. And so we don't really practice a lot. We don't really talk a lot. I think we talk through the music, with the sounds, and not with our languages.
But cinema is an important message, communication in your visual world.
Visuals do help us to express our feelings a little bit more.
But it becomes first or after?
After.
Or in
Definitely
that
after.
process after?
Yeah, when we start Grippy, we didn't have any like live visuals or something to play. We were more performing.
We were using our bodies to play, to perform. Actually, we did a lot of live painting. We go on stage half naked, and it's the whole idea how we started was just because we couldn't play our instruments to fit the set that we were given. So like if we were supposed to play half an hour, we couldn't play anything, so we would just start painting each other, because then we can fill up the time that we can play. So like that's us. Like we're really different to other people who really know about synthesizers and everything. We don't know anything. I don't know anything what I'm doing.
And it's the first time you come here in Portugal.
It is our first time.
Yeah. Just one more question to finish is what people can expect for this concert today.
Lots of improvisation, and
I think I quite like to melt into this 800 years old cathedral and the enormous stones that we're gonna play on. So I hope there's some sort of connection that people can see between our sound and our movement and the historical, because stones have been one thing that we've been really obsessed about.
Really?
And in Japan we have this, probably like in many countries, like stones in the ancient era, like people used to think like stones had lots of power, and that kind of stuff, that people used to have like some kind of connections, or people see like stones have powers, and that's a kind of international thing, isn't it? And when we recorded our second album, it was a lot to do with the stone, like myth about stones in Japan. Some myth about some stones start laughing in the middle of the night, or crying in the middle, like people used to hear those kind of sounds. Maybe people used to take drugs or something. I don't know what the history is, but it feels amazing to be able to play on the top of those.
It's contemporary with old times.
So I hope we can feel that, and I hope the audience can feel that as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Obrigada. Thank you.
Obrigada.